Alrighty, so I am out here in the yard with Boomer, who has been holy hell for his owners, unfortunately. He's actually, he's not a bad dog. He's a fun dog, but he is pretty damn annoying. He's got a lot of energy and he is ready to go all the time. And that's something that, he's going to have forever. I mean, until he's really old and settled down. But that's his DNA. That's the dog himself. So this morning here, I got Boomer out. We just came back from a walk and doing a little bit of work. And this is actually the first time that I have had him out here off leash. When dogs come in to us, we spend the first 2, 3 days, 4 days, and it all depends on the dog. Everybody always wants to, oh, how long you do this? What level is this? What should you do? It all depends, because we get dogs in when they first come in. We spend 3, 4 days, 5 days with some of them. Some of them aren't very well house trained, so it's a little bit longer. Of bringing them in and out on leash and having them go to the bathroom, why we are with them on leash. And a lot of people will say, well, my dog's, doggy door trained. It goes in and out. I don't have any accidents. Well, that's just it. It is doggy door trained. So the dog usually runs in and out all the time. And why it happens to be outside, it goes to the bathroom. So it's not really connecting things like it should. So after we go through that process of few days of having the dog on leash to check everything out, see how they're doing, then the dogs go on to a tether that I have here into this bamboo. And it's not very long. It's actually about 40 feet long. But we wrap it up and they get, I don't know, this is about 15 feet maybe. And that's all they get for a period of time. Like Boomer's been here a week and a few days. And like I said, today is the first time he gets to roam around the yard like this. Because I feel comfortable with him. I feel he's earned the privilege. And now, we'll see. If he gets into trouble, he is going to get corrected for that. And he's going to, be told no and get a correction for doing things he shouldn't be doing. It's like when I first started tethering him and we had him out here. And usually I stay out with the dogs, and then we get to the point where, I'm just going to leave them tethered. I'm going to go inside and watch them out of the window and see what they do when they don't have anyone around. So as soon as I went in and came to the window and looked out, Boomer was up here on my wall. And that's something I do not allow dogs to do. They cannot get up on my wall. They cannot do the things I don't want them to do. That's just simple as that. So I came out, he didn't have a e-collar on at the time or anything like that. So I had to come out and correct him using the, oh, there he goes peeing on the bush. Using the tether, the line. And I corrected him one time. And I made it meaningful to the dog. I said no, and I popped that leash, that cable, and he just had a little martingale on. So he didn't get a lot, but he got enough that he has not even attempted to go back up on the wall since then. And now he's running around here. I was expecting him immediately to run and jump on that wall, but he didn't. And he's just running around scoping everything out. So when you have a dog, you always got to take the time to know, see the dog, understand the dog. Everybody thinks the dog should just listen to them and learn what they want. But you have to learn and understand your dog too, what kind of dog you have, what's the mentality of your dog. Boomer, for instance, is, he's a drivey dog. He's not over the top or anything, but yeah, he's ready. And like I said earlier, he's a pretty fun guy, but damn is it annoying sometimes. He just wants to go, go, go. And that's something, again, we're not going to be able to take that out of the dog. That's the dog itself. So many people think, oh, they shut the dog down, they do this. That's not right at all. All we do is make it so that we can control the dog. We can have an on-off switch. Because now Boomer, let's see, he's going to take a dump here now. Now Boomer, you know, when he goes inside, I'm going to take him in on leash. I'll call him over and put him on a leash, and I'm going to take him in, just giving him some privacy here. And I'm going to take him in on leash, and I'm going to take him to a cot, and I'm going to tell him place, and I'm going to tie the leash off to, you know, something that he cannot move that's close to the cot, and I'm just going to walk away and let him be. And he's to the point now where he literally can hang there, because I go out with the other dog. Like yesterday, I was gone about 2.5, almost 3 hours with the other dog. And I come back, and there he was, laying sound asleep on the place cot. Oh, I think right there he was interested in jumping on the wall, but he thought better of it. And that's something, you know, you want your dogs to do. Everybody's spoon feeding, dragging their dogs around, you know, just constantly showing their dog, constantly pushing their dog to the ground, you know, for a down, and doing all this stuff. And once you get going and your dog has somewhat of an idea, you got to give them the opportunity to make choices, whether they're going to make good or bad. And if I feel they know what I want them to do and they make a bad choice, there's accountability for it. And in the beginning, I mean, it ain't like you're clobbering the dog. You're never clobbering your dog. So many people think that that's what goes on, and it's far from it. This class we teach, some of them people down there, I mean, they literally grab the dogs by the collars and slam them to the ground. They pull them up on the leash and slam them down. And they think that that's right, but then when someone like me shows up and wants accountability for the dog and is teaching the dog with some pressure or some tools, I totally freak out and say how crazy and abusive it is. And a lot of times when I'm watching these classes around me and the people doing what they're doing, it really turns my stomach sometimes to see what they're doing. But they think it's right. They think other things are wrong. And if they would realize the other way, the other path would be so much better and beneficial, them and the dog would be much, much better off. So I don't know where Boom is over there. He's probably getting in trouble. Boomer here? Come here, Boom. I don't know where he's at. Oh, looks like he is somewhere over here. Boomer here? Come. I see him now. Here he comes. Come here. There he is. And there's the Boom. I don't know where he went over there. He's probably getting into something. So just wanted him to come to me, get out of whatever he was. I could no longer see what he was doing. And that's a key thing, is to keep your eye on the dog, right? Pay attention to what they're doing. So if they're doing something wrong you don't like, you can mark no instantly and correct it. And if you correct it in a meaningful manner to the dog, shouldn't happen again. If it does, maybe once or twice. And if it does happen again, it tells you that your correction was not meaningful enough for the dog to decide, I'd much rather not do that and just enjoy what I'm doing over here rather than doing what's wrong. So again, take your time. Work with your dog, teach your dog, learn your dog, and teach your dog yes and no, accountability, and you will be much, much better off.